To help me sharpen my environment skills and to not go stale, I usually go to fab.com to use their free assets. They usually have a mixture of environmental stuff and character stuff. Every month or so, they change out the free assets. These assets can be used for film projects, animation, and virtual production. But in order for those to work, I go through a few steps to prepare them. I go through these three phases: blockout, look dev, and polish. Blockout is primarily scale and layout, where things are going, how big they are, along with the general lighting pass, just generally where the lighting is headed. This is where cameras are explored. Next is look dev, and this is the fun bit. Materials start getting created to imply color and lighting and surface properties. Here's where the lighting is adjusted and finessed, and higher res assets are brought in. Then the cameras are refined so that we can understand where to put our efforts in the polish phase. Then in the polish phase, we are detailing anything that's in the shots as much as needed. So the first thing being block out. The first thing you'll want to do is check the scale. It might look perfectly fine, but right when I drag in a character, so the environment's looking a little large. This guy is scaled correctly, unless this is some sort of Alice in Wonderland environment, which it definitely could be. But in my case, I want this to be a normal environment. So this entire environment has to be scaled down. Scale is incredibly important, even in stylized environments. It can make us, the audience, feel uneasy if things are a little out of whack, unless it's done intentionally for that unease feeling. For a quick comparison, I just brought in some cubes and scaled them based on those measurements. So this cube is about the chair seat height. This cube is about the table height. And this cube is showing the 6 foot measurement. So he's a little shorter than 6 feet, but this is good reference for when I'm scaling this thing down and getting it in the ballpark. I'm gonna grab all the static meshes, convert those to movable, throw that into the actor, move the pivot so that it's more in the middle. I'm gonna move these actors over, closer to the middle, and I'll select the actor, everything underneath it, and just scale everything down. It's close enough. And usually I'll go in, if there's a post-process volume already set up, I'll delete that and start from scratch. Now I want to go through and delete all the lights, the skylight, the directional light, any lights that are in there, or group them and hide them. So I'm going to bring back lights one by one, starting with the skylight, so I can manipulate each one and make sure that I'm controlling the values. Now I'm getting more of that natural feel. Where the previous version had less skylight, this has a bit more of a natural feel. I like to kind of live by physical lighting limitations. So if I wanted this room to be darker, I would either wait till later in the day or rotate the sun and manipulate it so that it was lower in the sky and a darker sky. Or I would start flagging off windows with big pieces of whatever to make the room darker, and then I would bring in movie lights. And the reason for that is that I want to be able to feel like it's a real set. For cameras, I'm just placing a few here and there just to get the sense of the place. Some close-ups of the statues, some wide angles. Since I probably won't have characters in here, I'll likely just use this as an ArcViz exercise, the room being the character. So a couple wide shots and a couple of specific detail shots, plates, candlesticks. So now the block out is pretty close to done. Next we'll be going into look development, which is updating materials, updating the lighting, updating the assets so that they're a little more high res, and mostly focused on finessing the cameras so that I can light towards the cameras and really finesse the assets.